If you've been hanging around this channel for a little while, you must already know that I'm a big fan of roguelikes. There's something extremely satisfying about challenging a very, challenging game and getting better at it every single time you go through it. So it should come as no surprise that today's game is, most likely, my favorite indie game release of 2020 so far. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I love your face. If this is your first time here, welcome, sit back, relax, and have a good time. My name is Nos, and today we're taking a look at One Step from Eden. One Step from Eden is part Slay the Spire and part Mega Man Battle Network. You sprinkle in a little bit of "What is happening?" and you get One Step from Eden. Just to make this easier for me, I'm going to refer to this game as Eden for the rest of this video. In true roguelike fashion, Eden has you traveling through a randomly generated map, meaning that each playthrough is different, and finishing a playthrough also means you gain access to a ton of unlockables. The game will have you travel from stage to stage on different branching paths, which means you get to choose, most of the time, what degree of pain you'd like to subject yourself to. Each time you clear a stage, you'll get the choice to add a card to your pre-existing deck, which will change depending on which character and loadout you picked up at the start of your playthrough. Additionally, every time you level up, you'll get access to a brand new relic, which will give you a passive buff. The game has a ridiculous amount of playable characters and loadouts to unlock, so definitely spend some time unlocking stuff and experimenting with the different playstyles. Eden has a super interesting feature that lets you select your focus, which will increase your chances of getting cards of a specific type. It removes a little bit of RNG from the mix and lets you focus on a strategy if you want to force it. Honestly, one of the best features in the entire game. It's also worth mentioning that the card upgrade system is completely randomized, so you can sometimes end up with ridiculous combos like double cast on a very powerful spell. Every time you enter a battle, Eden will have you fight on a grid, which will allow you to move freely. Some fights can get fairly ridiculous, but learning how to dodge certain difficult enemies is extremely satisfying. The first time you successfully beat a boss that you found particularly difficult by getting used to their attack patterns is one of the most satisfying things I have experienced in the game in a long while. Speaking of bosses, there are a lot of them in this game. Some I haven't even seen yet because I'm bad, and they're all super interesting to fight. They all have very interesting patterns to learn and interesting designs. Whenever you beat one of them, you'll get the choice to spare them or kill them. If you decide to spare them, they'll heal you and they'll also show up to assist you in the future, but you can also kill them for an extra relic. It's also worth mentioning that the sprite animations in One Step from Eden are stunning, but what really shines for me is the soundtrack. Every single track in this game is an absolute bop, and it won't take long before I add this OST to my daily work playlist. All in all, One Step from Eden is a challenging game with a lot of interesting ideas. It's been getting a lot of balancing updates to make the game more accessible to new players, and it's really easy to tell that the devs love this game. I am very pleased with One Step from Eden, and it's one of these rare gems that makes me go, just one more run, over and over again. I wanted to share my love for this diamond in the rough. I want this game to be successful, as the devs behind this little gem deserve it. What makes it shine above Slay the Spire for me is the fact that I have active control over my character, which means I am not 100% at the whims of RNG, and I can beat the game even if I don't get the draws I need or very good cards for my deck. On that note, this is gonna be it for me today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It's completely free and it will let you know whenever I upload something new. This is Nos Syndrome signing off, and I will see you next time. Love your face.